Hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Alrighty, this one's for Japan ham. I pulled every one of them. They just weren't growing. So I put them in red Solo cups in the windowsills in the house. Some in the front window and some in the kitchen where I had room for. So we're going to see if they'll catch up with those mortgage lifter tomatoes that Jennifer Ocean Homestead sent me last year. Those things are 6 inches tall, some of them. Like I say, I did add more soil to them to help them get stronger, but I pulled all the tomato plants and put them in red Solo cups. So what I did is I took my little garden shovel there and went around them and scooped enough out in one scoop to fill the cup, and just didn't disturb really the plant. A couple of them I did, but this caused the dirt crumbled, but moved them, put them in the cups, and I want to show y'all these early peas. So thank you for that idea, Japan Ham. That probably gonna help. But these early peas are grabbing the hold of the tomato cages and starting to run up. So that's good news. The more they grab a hold and run up, the better they'll be able to bush and grow and hopefully produce more early peas, although I've never grown early peas before. That's what we're hoping for. I don't know if that's going to stay. We'll see. But anyway, so you see I had to pull the cages so I could get to them good. And I took my marker from those tomatoes, from the cherry tomatoes, and put in there so I could make sure I kept those, identified. And then all the rest of them are beefsteak, so I didn't bother with the marker for them. And the mortgage lifters, I know which ones they are. They're so much bigger. But I want to show y'all, I think I showed you in the last video I made. I'm not sure if I'm finished editing it and uploaded it or what. But there's squash starting to grow. Oh, if I can get the leaf out of the way. Look at there. There's several of them on there, but that's the biggest one. And then there's some zucchini over here. So it's starting, and I did prune some of those leaves back. So I pulled a few weeds out of the potato bed today and the squash beds. So I didn't really find any in the onion bed because I weeded it 3 or 4 or 5 days ago, something. But so I may end up having to do the same thing with the tomato plants if it works with them. I mean, with the green beans and the purple hull peas, I may have to grab those and put them in cups and bring them inside and let them, be in the warmer environment. I actually put them in the room that I closed in the back. I had a large back room, so I closed part of it in for my grandkids, and they're not here much, so all the tomatoes are in the 2 windows, the kitchen and the living room. But if I move these, I may have to put a light on them or something and put them in that bedroom. I've got a shelf up in there that I had plenty of room for them. But one more thing that I did, and I want to walk the other direction and talk about it. So the little barnyard mix hen, let me get over here. I've been watching her for the last couple days. She's been walking without limping. Every now and then she have a slight limp, but most of the time she walks without limping at all. So I opened the gate back up, and sure enough, as soon as I did, and all them other hens come in there, she starts limping like her legs just as bad as it was. And she's up on the roost, it's getting that time of the evening. So when all these hens go to bed, I'm probably going to leave her in there by herself for a little while longer. Either she likes being by herself or that leg's not as healed as I thought it was. But I told y'all I ordered a new incubator. So it came in today. So I got it out, got everything put together the way it's supposed to be. Got it in my spare room back there, and turned it on and let it warm up. And then an hour or so later when I came outside, I collected the eggs from today. And I'm not getting but about 12 to 15 a day. I got 14 today. And one of those had a crack in it. So that left me 13 viable eggs. The incubator only holds 12. So I filled the incubator up with 12 hopefully fertile eggs. And I marked it on my calendar in my phone. And white one chasing that other end. Anyway, I marked it in my calendar when I put the eggs in there. And then I went 10 days and set an alarm for the 10th day, which is a Friday, for me to check the eggs, to candle them and see if they're fertile or not. If they are, then of course I'll leave them in there for another 11 days. But if not, then I'll pull them out. But either way, I've got my calendar set for that. And then I've got it set for, I think, day 18 or 19. You're supposed to pull the turner and just let them sit so that the eggs can orient themselves and hatch. So I've got all 3 set up in my calendar. So hopefully I won't mess this up. And hopefully this little incubator would do as well as the last one that I had, that I loaned out. And he said it quit working and I never got it back. So anyway, this one looks exactly the same. Yes, Chinesium, but it is what it is. That last one, I had a 90% or more hatch rate. I mean, if the egg was fertile, it hatched. So I'm hoping I get the same thing out of these. And I've told y'all before, I plan on hatching at least 4 sets of 12. That'll give me 48 baby chicks if they all survive. And of course, that's if they're all fertile. They're not all going to be fertile, but I'm doing at least 4. And I'm going to try to sex those baby chicks right after they're hatched, because you're supposed to be able to sex them within 2 days of being hatched. If I can sex them and tell that they're males, I'm just going to dispose of the males and keep the females and raise them. I know that sounds cruel, but I don't need a bunch of roosters just so that I can feed them and then butcher them and process them and put them in the freezer. It's a whole lot better for me if I just don't raise them at all. So that's my plan. Some of y'all may not like that idea, but if I can sex them and tell which ones are female, which ones are male, I plan on just raising the females. So we'll see. And I may keep a couple males, but just as replacement roosters. But that's the idea. So hopefully I can, because, you know, if you go to Tractor Supply down where I live in South Georgia, baby chicks are doggone $5 a piece. And that's not even pullets. That's a mix. You don't know what you're getting. So, you know, for $5 a piece, if I can hatch off my own for, you know, with a $35 incubator or whatever it cost me, 35, 40 bucks, something like that. It'll pay for itself just by hatching one set of 12. So that's my idea. I've got them going. I've got the tomato plants in the house in the windowsills in red Solo cups. I'm actually going to water them when I go back in the house. And I've got 12 eggs in the incubator. We'll see how those do. And hopefully all that works out for the best. And I appreciate y'all watching my channel, subscribing, leaving me comments. Japan Handmade comment the other day that, you know, I wasn't responding to a lot of them. Honestly, guys, most of the time when I'm on my phone checking it, it's while I'm getting ready for work in the morning or driving to work, or, you know, I get there a little early most of the time, or checking then. And so most of the time you get a thumbs up and a heart. Sometimes I do have responses and I do make replies and comments back to you guys, but I'm not ignoring you. I'm reading them. But I do appreciate each and every one of them. Y'all remember what I've always told you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.